Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside LaSalle College High School, the site of tonight's Philadelphia Catholic League opener between the LaSalle College High School Explorers and the Cardinal O'Hara High School Lions. Welcome inside our broadcast booth, everybody. Bob Long, Bruce Badgley alongside, makes his way by way of Berks County. Does a great job broadcasting high school sports in that area. So nice of him to lend his hand here tonight. And he's getting his first Philadelphia Catholic League action. Bruce, welcome. Thanks so much for making it out, my friend.
Oh, I wouldn't miss it for the world. This is great. I mean, the last time I saw LaSalle College was actually 2 blocks from my house there at, Governor Mifflin when they took Reading High, down in the state tournament last year. So there's some familiar faces that we've run into tonight. So really anxious to see my, first Philadelphia Catholic League action, of all time.
Well, it's a great segue as well, Bruce, because this is a LaSalle College High School team coming off a spectacular season, a legendary season, and one of their best seasons in program history, all the way to the state semifinal, a tough loss in that semifinal game against Penn Ridge High School, but a team led by seniors. Really, Jake Timby, one of the only guys not a senior that contributed in a big way for that team. Now, all those guys are gone, off at college, off playing at the next level. Timby is the guy now, a senior that we're looking out for, a sharpshooter, a great defender, a guy that does a little bit of everything. And now it's the young guys on this LaSalle team that are going to make the difference this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the best thing about December is that, getting these guys, the action that they need for, right now, starting, conference play a little bit early, but it's going to be great to see how they kind of gel, how the chemistry comes together for these guys. Really anxious to see how they're going to perform tonight.
First time we're going to see Sam Brown back in the lineup for LaSalle. He will not get the start tonight, but we expect him pretty quickly off the bench. A star on the football team, a guy who is playing 2 sports here at LaSalle and took a little bit of time off after the football season, now 100% ready to go. And an athlete, a difference maker, and a very good basketball player that looks to contribute big minutes, big point totals, and a big impact this year for LaSalle.
Well, I love these football players that play basketball as their, second sport, so to speak. But it translates well, I think, to the rest of the team in toughness. Especially with a young team, building that toughness. Now, he's a youngster himself. I mean, he's only a sophomore. But he's going to bring toughness to this team, and that's what they're going to need, early on. They're still trying to find themselves, but, that's something that they sorely need.
On the front court for LaSalle, looking forward to seeing Mike DiPietro, the big man at 6'5". Nick Sverano coming off the bench, scored 20 points in the last game, including 6 trays. So they can spread the floor. The big man can shoot a little bit as well, DiPietro. This is a balanced team, and now the question is, how are they going to gel here throughout December as we head into Philadelphia Catholic League play? And then for Cardinal O'Hara, a 9-13 team last year, 3-11 in a very difficult Catholic League. But Ryan Menetz, He's turned this thing around. A couple of transfers have come in. They have some size on the front court, and they always play LaSalle tough.
And this is a team that dismantled was at Chestnut Hill.
That's
basically took LaSalle right to the buzzer. Just a couple days ago. So going to be interesting how both of these teams stack up. I'm really looking forward to a good game tonight.
It should be a great one here. Just a few minutes away from tip-off, we'll have introductions in the national anthem, but we're going to play a few messages from our sponsors here. You are watching LaSalle College High School basketball on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Bruce Badgley. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dumpy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
And welcome back inside LaSalle College High School. Introductions finishing up with Jake Timby, the senior for LaSalle. Along with him, Mike DePietro, Liam O'Donnell, Shane Holland, and Charles Ireland, the starters. For Cardinal O'Hara, coached by Ryan Nemitz. Number 22, Solo Bambara, a talented player at 6'6", has given LaSalle trouble over the years. Also out there, number 3, Trey Dinkins. Number 10, Kevin Reeves. Reeves, a 3-year starter for this Cardinal O'Hara team. Adrian Irving is out there, as well as Anthony Purnell. Bob Long, Bruce Badgley alongside. Excited to get this 2019-2020 Philadelphia Catholic League season underway. Cardinal O'Hara in navy blue, LaSalle in the home whites.
Real excited to be here, Bob. You know, you mentioned a little bit before we started how O'Hara's had LaSalle's number here of late.
They have played well against LaSalle, keeping it close against the Explorers each of the last 2 years. Last year in a tremendous year for LaSalle, O'Hara hung tough. And 3 years ago, I should say, it was Jalen Peebles who set a building record with 41 points scored and leading O'Hara to a 1-point win in that game. Here's Jake Timby bringing down the nice rebound off the miss from Adrian Irving. And the first look at the point guard Shane Holland for the Explorers. Holland wanted the ball on the post. Up top here, DePietro dribbles to his left. Patience here from the Explorers as here's the point guard getting the ball in the post.
Tough man-to-man to start.
Goes right up. Tough defense there. And poked away by Cardinal O'Hara. Numbers here on the weak side block. Tipped in there. Nice job by Trey Dinkins.
Yeah, look for them to play a little bit more up-tempo to start. LaSalle's back in kind of a tight zone defense. I expect them to try and push it up the floor quickly.
Charles Ireland across the timeline. .6:30 to play first quarter. And a good cut inside. Ireland had trouble handling it, though, right back to the Lions of Cardinal O'Hara.
Always the thing that I look at to start a game is, team spacing between the players. See the movement there. Those first couple sets look pretty good.
Popping open for 3, didn't take it, though. Here's a dribble drive all the way to the hole, and a foul is called against DePietro. Solo Bambara will go to the line.
He can really move with that basketball. Went right to the basket, had the opening, and got the foul.
And here's another look at that one. The jab step gave up the 3. Another look there. It looks like a lot of basketball, but it will be Bambara to the line. Cardinal O'Hara with an early 3-0 lead over the Explorers. We talked about it pregame, Bruce. A lot of talent lost off this LaSalle team. 7 seniors that played regular and starter-type minutes, essentially. They had a deep team, but they were balanced, and it was a lot of senior help. Bambara can't hit that one. Scramble for the basketball, and O'Hara gets it back. They'll be able to reset the offense. Question now is, Bruce, these seniors that have now turned away and gone to college, the sophomores and juniors for LaSalle have to step up.
They have to step up, and, thankfully that turnover didn't cost them. But, they got to pay attention to each pass, look it right in their hands.
Ireland feeds it down low. Here's DePietro. Nice skip pass there. Timby on the dribble drive. Now the big man spots up and hits the 3.
That's going to be tough to defend if he can knock that down all night long.
A pick and pop big guy, Mike DePietro. And it's 4-3 O'Hara.
I like the full court pressure.
Good feed inside, and O'Hara breaks the pressure well. Kevin Reeves puts it in.
That sometimes that full court pressure there can get the intensity of your team up quickly. I think that's what coach is trying to do there.
And Reeves, a guy at 6'2", yes, but a stocky guy. You'll see him down low and executing in that perspective as well as out at the three-point line.
Real tight man-to-man defense in there.
Well, Salle will reset. Under 5 to play here in the first quarter. Ireland tees it up. That one's no good. Bambara brings it down.
Boy, that Bambara, he just ruling the paint so far.
A high ball screen from Bambara. Purnell will pull it back. Hesitation dribble. A floater is good, and a big-time move by Adrian Irving Jr.
Nice play there. Gonna need some help on him tonight if he does those kind of moves.
And cutting to the baseline, Timby couldn't get it over the front rim. Saw pressure coming behind him. Good up the floor pass, Kevin Reeves.
Fast pace so far, not really what I expected, and a timeout.
Timeout called by Mike McKee. 3:59 to play. We're halfway home here in the first quarter. It's Cardinal O'Hara 10, LaSalle 3.
I expected the zone, what the coach was trying to do with the zone defense is somewhat, temper that offensive set by O'Hara, but it actually looks like it ignited them, especially when they went to that full court press. They broke it pretty easily, got some easy baskets. But, on the offensive side for LaSalle, I really like their spacing. They're pulling that tough man-to-man defense out away from the basket. Some good back cuts in there. So, that should pay some dividends in the long run.
This is the Philadelphia Catholic League opener here from LaSalle College High School. LaSalle against Cardinal O'Hara. Two teams with fast starts to the year. Cardinal O'Hara unbeaten thus far, 4-0 on the year. And as you mentioned pregame, Bruce, it was a big win against Springside Chestnut Hill that turned some heads for this Cardinal O'Hara team.
Yeah, turned my head, that's for sure.
Couple of transfers in the last few years. Adrian Irving came from Wilmington 2 years ago. Jax Trickey at 6'8". Haven't seen him yet, but a guy that is a transfer from Sanford in Delaware and looks to add some front court presence off the bench for this Lions team.
One of the things that I always look at, with a team like LaSalle this year is, the substitution pattern that the coach is going to get into, during the course of a game and during the course of a season. That's where I think that the coach is going to have to learn about this team.
Here's Nick Verano looking for help with the basketball and throws it away. Picked up his dribble a little early, and it was DePietro cutting away from that pass.
Yeah, he did have a good look, but, you got to get that ball into the hands of the player down in the post.
O'Hara, another quick start here against the Explorers.
Oh.
Spinning inside, thought there might have been steps, but it's an offensive foul. Standing in was Shane Holland.
Wow, still a pretty move. That zone defense, he's just going right through that. Watch him, the quick spin up, and oh boy, that right under the basket there. In the NBA, I don't know if they would have been able to call that. But
no restricted area here in the high school level. Certainly referees' discretion on that one. And now a good catch there by Holland. Holland gives it right back. Verano got his defender in the air, a little short. And Bambara, good hands to bring that one down.
Yeah, that tough man-to-man defense definitely giving them some problem. I think they need to, a couple more passes in there to settle down on the offensive end. And, boy, that was a sweet three there by Kevin Reeves.
He hit two in the lane. That's a three from distance to get him underway. He's feeling it early on here from Winmore. Timby lost the ball. And up the floor, losing his footing, was Adrian Irving. Would have been an easy deuce.
Everybody's getting a little bit excited early on.
Holland is blocked. That's Trey Dinkins knocking it away. 2:34 to play here in the first quarter. And O'Hara maintains that 10-3 lead. Make that 13-3 after the Reeves three. One more look at this one.
Ooh, yeah, there were two guys there. I think either one of those guys should have got it. Even Bambara, I think, was in a position to block it.
Sam Brown just checked into the game. We mentioned we'd see him dressed for the first time here tonight. And Verano needs some help. Nobody's cutting to the ball. They do get it in a good one-handed catch. Timby is open for three in the corner. That one's well long. Brought down by Reeves.
And they just, they're getting some good looks. It just seems like they're a little bit out of sync offensively.
Bambara is blocked. And here comes LaSalle the other way. Spinelli gives it up for Brown. An easy two.
That's, what you got to do. Get some people out on the break after the rebound. That's a great way to break down that defensive pressure.
And the made two allows LaSalle to slow down O'Hara a little bit. Full court pressure. 1:49 to play first quarter. LaSalle in this matchup zone. Now off the high ball screen, a step back tray. That's a tough one, but knocked down by Trey Dinkins.
I was about to say they need to send a couple guys through the lane, but not when you can put those down.
That's a big-time tray. And it's an 11-point lead for this undefeated Cardinal O'Hara team. Brown for the answer on the other side. Big-time finish! Matt Spinelli.
Wow. Great. I mean, he had the opening, went after the ball. You really like to see that. Spinelli's a senior. He's the one that's got to lead this team.
And Timby got a hand on that one. The zone is active here for LaSalle. Into the middle, Reeves is good.
That's what I talk about. That cutter to the lane seemed like if they put that, to him there, that's going to be open on that defense.
The one big collapse, number 25, Nick Verano, who was playing in the center, down to the block and allowed that opening in the midst of the zone. Verano got his defender in the air, collides to the hoop and is fouled.
Nice move there by Verano. But that's what a senior's got to do on a team like this, Bob. I mean, they've got to, these younger players are going to look to those seniors to carry them through these, these tough times in the early part of the season. The seniors are the ones that are going to develop the chemistry on the team.
And free throws, certainly important here in a game where you've built an early deficit. Chance to score with the clock stopped. 32 seconds left here in the first quarter. Might be your last time to get the ball offensively in this 8-minute period. And Verano hits both. We mentioned this kid, a sophomore. He'll take a seat now. Played freshman ball exclusively last year, but had a propensity to hit it from deep and has come in the early stages and been one of the key guys off the bench. 20 points in last Saturday's game against Dallas Jesuit, including 6 threes. 16 seconds on the clock. O'Hara leads 18-9. Jameel Burton off the ball screen. Here's a three from the wing, no good. Rebound, chance for another look. Still 2 seconds, now one. A follow, not in time, and that's the end of the first quarter. Cardinal O'Hara 18, LaSalle 9, and the Lions have come in striking, both inside and from deep. And LaSalle goes to the bench thinking about getting these back here in the second quarter.
Well, toward the latter part of the quarter, they really started, I think, move the ball better offensively against that tough man-to-man. That was a good timeout, actually, by Coach McKee there, I thought, halfway through. I think it settled the team down. And, like I said, it's going to be very interesting to see, with this team and building the chemistry, what kind of substitution pattern he's going to use throughout the season. Because, and especially in this game, it's a lot more up-tempo than what I expected it to be. And I think LaSalle's going to have to use, quite a few bodies to keep up with O'Hara. Clearly, talent-wise, O'Hara's got some ballers out there. I mean, Bambara, Kevin Reeves. I mean, both of those guys had very good quarters. So I'm really interested to see how, what kind of defensive pressure LaSalle can do. I guess the zone defense is the right defense, considering the athletic. It looked like, athletically that O'Hara's, ahead of them a bit. But, down 18-9, it's going to be interesting to see now on the O'Hara side whether they kind of, pull the ball back and make him come out of that zone and play a little man-to-man. That's what I'll be looking for in the second quarter.
Yeah, I'm also interested to see if we get to see Horace Simmons, the 7th or 8th guy off the bench for LaSalle, a guy who is a freshman but does play for the JV team, got some good run in the game that we just saw a few minutes ago, and I think is a guy that as he continues to mature can be one of those answers athletically, defensively, offensively for this LaSalle team, and whether he's going to get any run here in the second quarter.
All right, here we go.
Underway here in the second. Bob Long, Bruce Badgley, Evan Eisfeld is on camera tonight doing a great job. Losing the footing there just into the game was Horace Simmons. And behind the back he goes. What a finish at the hoop, Anthony Purnell.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, really sweet move there, but it just kind of shows you, the athleticism on that O'Hara squad.
There's a 3 for Simmons. Back iron, no. Brought down by the big man, and the transfer jacks tricky. O'Hara, they want to go up tempo. Good defense there by Timby. Thought there might have been a travel. O'Hara similarly asking for a foul, and no whistle, we carry on.
Yeah, this is the chess match here now. It's going to be interesting to see how long O'Hara is going to let him, in that zone defense. I guess as long as they keep hitting those threes from out, they will. But I kind of look for Coach Nemitz there to kind of do something to bring him out of that zone and then get him one-on-one, where I think the athleticism there of O'Hara is going to be tough to handle for LaSalle.
Jameel Burton picks up the personal off the ball. His first, team's third. Liam O'Donnell, the junior, checks in. DePietro wants the ball, goes one-on-one against Tricky. O'Donnell, an open three, in and out. And again, eyes up the floor here by Cardinal O'Hara. Leads to a quick look from the elbow, no good. But a push off underneath. DePietro picks up the personal foul. That's the team's second, comes with 6:43 to play in the second quarter.
Well, they really need him in there. I mean, he is at least a force inside there, and it looks like he's going to sit the bench. That's going to be difficult there for LaSalle. But
his second personal, Bruce.
Yeah, second personal already, and he's on the bench. That's not going to be a good look for LaSalle inside.
Meanwhile, it's Liam O'Donnell at 6'1" guarding Jax Tricky as LaSalle goes into a man-to-man, so they go right to Tricky. Spinning over the left shoulder, and it goes down. A good roll there.
Yeah, I figured that LaSalle was going to have to, get out of that zone, and but I guess pick your poison when it comes to O'Hara tonight. They're looking awful strong early on.
Patience here. Now a dribble drive all the way to the hoop. Extra pass here for Timby, and they'll reset it. 6 minutes left here in the second quarter. Arousing applause to our right as Cardinal O'Hara stayed with that extra pass. Now Timby dials it up for three.
Yeah, I mean, that cures a lot of ills, but boy, I tell you what, still O'Hara really tough on the defensive side there as well, making LaSalle work for every pass.
And that's what you're going to need. If you're LaSalle from Jake Timby, your senior, your sharpshooter, a guy that hit just about every big shot you could imagine last year.
Well, I saw him hit that shot to beat Reading High last year, so you got that right, Bob.
5:27 to play, 22-12. Cardinal O'Hara leads this one. Purnell plays catch across for Burton. Now inside they go for Tricky. And good hands in there, loose ball, and it is recovered by O'Hara, but given right back. Holland drives to the hole, he's fouled, and will shoot two at the line. Tricky was in pursuit, but it was number 0, Anthony Purnell, committing the foul.
I love the defensive pressure by LaSalle, forces the turnover, and right to the basket.
It was contact as he was going up into his shot, not the flyby from Tricky that caused the personal. Missed the first, second upcoming here. 4 team fouls against Cardinal O'Hara, 2 for LaSalle. 5:08 to play in the second quarter.
And Nick Verano back in there. Going to be interesting to see if he can put a little spark in the team like he did in the first quarter.
Now
very
across the timeline. Thought about an open three there. Now a hesitation dribble drive. There's the open three from the opposite wing, well short. Loose ball into the stands. O'Hara basketball with 4:48 to play.
The substitution pattern so far for Coach McKee working good. Intensity up, went to the full court press, getting some turnovers. Just exactly what the doctor ordered, and here's DePietro back in.
A couple of coaches here, Ryan Nemitz and Mike McKee, with credentials to back up the programs that they are leading. Both of them with some solid college experience for McKee, out at the University of Denver for a long time. Had some scouting experience at the NBA level as well. And Nemitz, student assistant back in his college days under Fran Dunphy at Temple, and then assistant for IMG Academy, a high school down in Bradenton, Florida. A lot of people might be familiar with. And then Eastern University, a giveaway here. Big-time throwdown, Trey Dinkins.
Trey Dinkins there. I mean, he was just waiting. He was licking his chops. I think he kind of baited that pass to go to the center and then went right down the court and slammed it.
Timeout called by Mike McKee, and that's an unforced error there for the LaSalle Explorers. A tough cross-court pass. Had to get through a lot of sets of hands, including an active set of hands from Trey Dinkins.
Yeah, no, look, I've been very impressed really with both teams. LaSalle, you know, they've kept their head up. They kept the intensity up. They're scrapping hard on defense. They forced a couple of turnovers. Granted, they've got an 11-point, deficit at the moment. But, they're hanging tough in there. I really do like the man-to-man defense better than the zone. And it's going to be interesting to see whether he, continues that full-court pressure, down the stretch. I got to believe that he's got to try and force more turnovers. But that's going to be really difficult against that athleticism on the O'Hara side.
Oh, sure, and this is a team in O'Hara that wants to play up-tempo. Whether you force them to play up-tempo or not, they wanted to get across half court as quickly as possible and space the floor and get somebody driving to the hoop for some penetration that could lead to a kick out for three. Now a new defensive formation here from Cardinal O'Hara as they head into a double team, and that is a poke away from behind, the fifth team foul. Dinkins doesn't like the call.
I could barely hear the whistle. Usually you can hear those whistles pretty good.
And it's just grabbing of the wrist there, trying to poke that basketball away.
Yeah.
Timby wide open for three. No good.
Boy,
that's a good back screen to get him open, though, Bruce.
That's a shot. Great steal there. Verano.
Ooh, dangerous pass there. Unfortunate there for the Explorers, and O'Hara comes right back. Pull up for three. It's good. Nothing but net. Adrian Irving Jr.
Boy, I tell you what, you give those guys just an inch, and they're going to take advantage of it. Great guard play so far this half by O'Hara.
Correction, they say foot on the line, so a long two. The three won't go. Good rebound by DePietro, and he's fouled by Tricky. Wasn't a ton of contact there, but just kind of slid underneath him after he let that ball go, Bruce.
And DePietro's played well inside. I mean, if he could, I think a big key going down the stretch is whether he can stay out of foul trouble. Went up strong for the basketball.
And as you saw on that replay, Bruce, he just wasn't able to land. Tricky just moves the lower half of the body into him as he's falling to the floor. That's a tough mistake there for Tricky, and something that I think Nemitz will have a conversation with him about during film session. But I think Tricky came in, again, a transfer this year, a junior coming from Sanford. He's done a nice job in the front court for this Lions team.
Yeah, he sure has.
Nearly an offensive rebound, but here comes Irving Jr. the other way. Great look inside. Or should I say no look?
No look. Oh, my. Really sweet there. Jamil Burton got the basket, but boy, Adrian Irving really with a sweet pass.
Cardinal O'Hara doubling up LaSalle here on their home floor. The LaSalle Explorers and the LaSalle Faithful here in Winmore. A little bit surprised by what's going on here so far. Timeout called by McKee.
Wow, totally impressive performance by O'Hara on both ends of the floor, Bob. I mean, defensively, I think that they've kept LaSalle, out of their flow. But, boy, I mean, they have shown that they can go on all cylinders on the offensive side. Three-pointers, fast break, great passing, down the lane. That's a complete team over there at O'Hara.
Nemitz said preseason he thinks they're going to surprise people. We mentioned it in the open. Well, consider a lot of folks that are watching this game right now a little bit surprised. I mean, this is a team that is 4-0 at this point in the year and playing really good basketball against a talented, albeit young, LaSalle team.
Well, this is a lot of fun for me because being a Berks County guy And, watching all the rankings and everything, a lot of fun throughout the season is always connecting the dots. And, being able to connect the dots on Cardinal O'Hara and how they're going to go down the stretch is going to be something that I'm going to be paying attention to all season long, I can tell you that. Very impressive team out there.
Now there's question about whether it was tipped or not. And they say it was tipped, so Cardinal O'Hara basketball. Purnell, I think, got a little bit ahead of himself. I think he just flung that into the sideline, but the officials saw the tip, so they'll get one more shot at it. 2:46 to play, second quarter. Good catch there by Reeves. Burton runs the point, and here's Anthony Purnell. Bambara stretches it deep. Little too short on that three. Verano drives and steps back. Foul is called against Bambara, and that is going to send LaSalle to the line. 17 fouls against Cardinal O'Hara. Comes with 2:26 to play here in the second quarter.
Interesting, last go-round there that Coach McKee put Horace Simmons, outside there to kind of stem some of that three-point shooting. He's a freshman, but, boy, he's got some length. He's going to definitely disrupt some shots.
Brown misses the front end, brought down by Bambara. That foul was given to Adrian Irving. I think the officials missed the second two because Irving wasn't anywhere near that play. That foul was on Bambara, but that is Irving's second, so that hurts Cardinal O'Hara. It'll stay here after a big-time effort on the offensive glass to keep that ball alive. Last touch by LaSalle.
Yeah, Sam Brown really went. That's where that toughness is of a football player is very important on the basketball court because, if he doesn't go up strong for that, it's an easy lay-in.
Foul called against Simmons, the freshman, trying to body up the 6'6" Solo Bambara.
Oh, now they got him down inside, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, Simmons comes in 6'5", a freshman. He'll check out. Matt Spinelli, the senior at 6'4", checks in his place.
You're getting some valuable minutes as a freshman. Very, very important.
2 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Bob Long, Bruce Badgley alongside. Evan Eisfeld is helping us out on camera here tonight. Great look inside. Bambara. And wow, I can't believe that's not goaltending.
I mean, you could literally.
And now a warning called against Ryan Nemetz. But suffice to say, I can understand his frustration. I mean, that was clearly off the glass and
well,
tipped.
then the net was vibrating after that one.
Wow. So no goaltending. Instead, it's LaSalle basketball. And the head coach, Ryan Nemetz, for Cardinal O'Hara, receives a warning.
All right, really going to be interesting to see what kind of offensive set LaSalle puts together here right now. They need a basket.
Brown does a lot himself. Pretty good defense there on the outside. Good first step. High off the window. No good. Got his own rebound and finish. Shane Holland takes it into his own hands, and the senior cuts it to 12.
Yeah, I talked earlier, seniors are the ones that are going to develop the chemistry on this team, and, that's exactly what Shane's got to do.
Purnell with a high right-handed dribble. Brought back here by Frankie Perotti, and they'll reset it.
Yeah, no reason to get in any rush.
The beauty, or maybe the curse of high school basketball, is that you can hold this for as long as you'd like. Purnell gets a good look from the top of the key.
Oh, man.
And the lead is 15 again.
Wow, that's exactly what they needed. A good look at a three, and boy, Purnell just buried it.
Good two-man basketball between Burton and Purnell. Set up that look. Timby pulls up. That's a good look. A little short. Brought down by Bambara.
Nice. He didn't give up on it, but
numbers for O'Hara. Purnell lays it in.
I tell you what, I mean, last 2 minutes of a quarter can be a killer, and LaSalle got close, but O'Hara is just pulled away again.
A 5-0 spurt in the last minute, down to 13 seconds in the quarter. Shane Holland holds it up. We're under 10. Now he'll run off the high ball screen all the way to the hoop. Can't get it over the front rim. Still time. 3 seconds left. Reeves is fouled and goes into a shooting motion. He's going to get credit for it. He'll shoot 2 at the line.
Well, good hard foul, I think, there by Sam Brown. Going to make him earn it. But still, boy, how quick O'Hara came flying back to open this lead back up.
Reeves puts it in a 6-point run here. 18-point lead for Cardinal O'Hara. 0.9 on the clock. Hits them both. It's 35-16. Timby with one heave at the horn. It did catch the backboard, but that's all.
I mean, LaSalle had the ball down 12 with just under 2 minutes to go.
A 7-0 run.
And boom. I mean, just that quick. It's one where you really have got to protect the ball. And from, a coach's perspective there, boy, sometimes it's really difficult to kind of stem that kind of tide that quick.
We'll take a break. It's halftime here at LaSalle College High School. Thanks for joining us here on our first broadcast of the year, the Catholic League opener here at home for LaSalle. Cardinal O'Hara with a big-time output here in the first half, 35 points to LaSalle's 16. They'll head to the locker room, talk things over, and we'll be back before you know it here on Bob Long Sports.
Be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dumpy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
Halftime here at LaSalle College High School. Bob Long, Bruce Badgley alongside. Let's get you back inside our broadcast booth. Again, I'm Bob. He's Bruce. He's come all the way from Berks County here. So we're happy to have you, my friend, all the way from Shillington to see us here in Philadelphia. So thanks for making time on a Tuesday night.
I tell you what, I wouldn't do anything else. This is great. I hope Bob has me back because I love seeing, new teams, new conferences. This is my first Catholic League, regular season game. And quite honestly, I'm glad that I'm one of the guys taking a look at this O'Hara team, early on, because I've been very impressed with their athleticism, very impressed with the defense, very impressed with, their offensive flow. They're going to be a tough out for anybody. It doesn't matter whether it's in the Catholic League or when it gets into the postseason. Clearly, in my mind, this is going to be a team that I'm going to stay focused on the rest of the season. I mean, guard play, outstanding. Inside game there with Solo Bambara, outstanding. I mean, this is going to be a lot of fun to watch these guys.
It's a league in and of itself, Bruce, that is as talented as any league in the country. I mean, if you thought the league was deep last year, and LaSalle ended up outlasting every one of them in the state playoffs, including Roman Catholic, who they beat the third time through. For as talented as that league was last year, it's just as talented, if not more so. Archbishop Wood is just a year older and a very young team that has so many playmakers. Jalen Stinson, Rasul Diggins, among many, many others. This is a very solid Vikings team. Newman just reloaded again. Roman Catholic still has one of the best prospects in the country at any age range. Jalen Duran, Justice Williams. That's a tremendous team, coached by Matt Griffin. Archbishop Carroll has Anquan Hill playing some really good basketball. Their front court goes 6'8", 6'8", 6'7".
Yeah.
So and then of course the team that was the semifinalist of the state tournament last year, certainly with some different pieces, different parts. But this is a league that is so deep, and there are other teams that I didn't mention there. Archbishop Ryan's going to be very tough this year. Father Judge has gotten better. And I know there's a team or two I missed there that it should be blatantly obvious, but there's just so many good teams in this league. Cardinal, O'Hara, LaSalle, they both have their work cut out for them after this game ends here tonight. Every game is a grind in this league, and that's cliche to say, but as much as any league in the state, let alone the country, I think it's applicable here.
Oh, I love it. I mean, as an Indiana guy, I grew up in Indiana. You can just see the basketball intensity just ratcheted so way up, in this game. Even though, O'Hara is, got a pretty good lead. And they've had, LaSalle's number, as you said, in recent years, despite all the LaSalle success. They
played them tight.
They played them tight and tough. So, Bob, I might be elbowing you, a lot to, get to many of these games as I can this year, because this is a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to the second half.
I'm looking forward to it as well. We tick down towards it here at LaSalle College High School in Winmore, Pennsylvania. He's Bruce Badgley. I'm Bob Long. We're calling the game for you here tonight. Excited to do so. The first of many here on Bob Long Sports. We'll be covering LaSalle Explorers basketball all season long. Now we're going to take you down to the court. It's about time for beginning of the second half here on Bob Long Sports. Evan Eisfeld doing a great job on camera for us here tonight. We appreciate his help and the help of the students here at LaSalle all year long for helping us out on camera.
Yeah, on my broadcasts, we utilize, the students and interns from Alvernia University. I mean, it's an important aspect of, not only being able to bring you more games that way, but it's a great learning experience for the students.
No doubt about it. A great manager core here at LaSalle. And great to have Evan on board here tonight, part of the Bob Long Sports family. You as well, Bruce. Good to have you, my friend.
Oh, man, I tell you what, great way to spend a Tuesday.
There's an offensive rebound by Bambara. What a pass in there. That was dangerous, and a foul is going to be called against Holland. I'll say that was an incredible pass and probably an ill-advised one all at the same time.
I'll tell you what, Holland didn't back down. LaSalle's still playing very physical on the inside. They're not letting them have anything.
It's a 19-point lead for Cardinal O'Hara. Here's Adrian Irving Jr. Sam Brown guards Dinkins. Purnell spins into the lane, lost the handle, and traveled.
You know, it's going to be interesting to see how Coach McKee can maybe get some offensive sets the second half to get some open jump shots for Jake Timby. I mean, they're going to have to start, launching some threes. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be looking early on is whether or not they can open up some good stuff for Jake Timby.
Here's Sam Brown, dives to the cup. Great look to the weak side, and DePietro couldn't handle it. Not a very good pass the other way from O'Hara. Lack of discipline there. Brown, good finish. Good find on the transition there from the Explorers, and it's 35-18. Purnell goes high off the window. He's nudged down low by Jake Timby in the act of shooting. 2 coming at the line.
Yeah, very up-tempo to start this half by both squads, which is a little surprising, but going to be interesting to see how LaSalle can, open up a little bit more from the three-point line. I think that, down as much as they are, they're going to have to start launching some threes to get back in this game.
And for Cardinal O'Hara, I mean, there's no reason to, in effect, throw into triple coverage there.
Exactly. That's why when I talked about, surprisingly up-tempo,
right.
I mean, it's literally a game of keep-away at this particular point.
It's a 19-point lead for Cardinal O'Hara, 37-18. Brown at the top of the key. That look's going to come all the way through to O'Donnell.
Yeah, I mean, somehow they got to get some back screens to Timby to get, because Adrian Irving is just blanketing him right now.
And another giveaway there from O'Hara. O'Donnell thought about the 3. That one's given away. And fortunate for LaSalle that it's knocked out of bounds by O'Hara. It was nearly a turnover.
Yeah, with the lack of possessions that LaSalle's going to have in this game, they're just going to have to shoot more threes.
More than anything, getting high percentage looks every time down the floor. Brown, here's O'Donnell. Timby got his defender in the air, and they'll reset it. Spinelli falls away, tough shot. It'll go down with 3 hops on the rim.
Good look there, unselfish by Timby.
Bambara thought that was a carry. Good finish in the lane once he got there with the Euro step.
When he elevates, there isn't anybody on the court that's going to stop him.
Holland, he lost the ball, gets it back. Never really had possession, so no travel. And a wild pass right on the money. Up and under, won't go. And a foul is called against Reeves.
Wow. I mean, Sam Brown just ripped that ball.
Whoa. It's actually going to go against Brown.
Oh, my.
One more look if we can get the tail end of it here. And now we just missed it. But Brown is called for the foul.
Boy, he went up there. He skied and just ripped the ball out of the O'Hara's players' hands.
Sloppy play there from both sides, and now he tried to dribble it through the legs and poking it from behind, whether that was intentional or not. Adrian Irving.
That's what I was going to ask you. Was that intentional?
We'll get one more look.
Let's see this. I really want to see if this is intentional.
That's his 3rd, team 2nd.
I don't know. I can't tell.
We'll let the user be the judge.
Look, I mean, I know you got a big lead, but I can't believe the coach is just going to sit by and let guys dribble through the other legs like that. Oh, man, he just
What a rebound there by Bambara. Well, I would say, Bruce, that's the exact reason why you don't go crazy up-tempo dribbling through guys' legs. I mean, there's no shot clock. You're up 19 points. This is a LaSalle team that came back from 19 down late in the 3rd quarter against Archbishop Carroll last year.
Yeah, and I mean, in the same vein you talked about, I mean, O'Hara's got to have high percentage shots too.
Here's Ireland. He lost his footing, and here comes Bambara the other way. What a move. A Euro step, and he's fouled hard by Brown. This is an unbelievable play, and at the end, I think Sam Brown is just saying, hey, you're torching a couple of our guys. You are not laying this in.
Well, look at the behind the back there, and he's eyeing that jam, and then just comes in. It's hard to think that's not a travel. I mean,
Are you team Eurostep or team travel?
I'm old school, man.
Team old school.
I'm team old school. That's a travel in my book, but
he missed the foul shot. Listen, travel or not, that's one of the more skilled plays you'll see a big man make.
Clearly. I mean, Bambara's 6'6", with some length, and that was just, that'll be the play. Let's just say if I was doing this game that I normally do on Twitter, that would have been one of the highlights that I would want to put out there. Terrific play there by Bambara.
1 of 2 from the line. Cardinal O'Hara 40, LaSalle 20.
Well, now every possession so valuable for LaSalle.
Good cut there. Nice. Big time slam by Spinelli.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, get a little momentum going. Get the juices flowing again on offense.
And now Jax fires it back up top. Tough move inside. Won't go. Big time rebound.
Hard to believe.
And out of bounds.
Yeah.
Jax tricky falls out of bounds, and it'll go LaSalle's way.
Hard to believe that wasn't a travel either, but
one more look at this one. Brings it down. Does put it on the turf, and there he goes out of bounds.
Rolling around there. I mean, in the same vein, O'Hara's got to value the basketball just as much as LaSalle does, maybe more so.
Another quick 2 there. Holland cuts it to 16, 3:51 to play. Reeves drives. Dinkins spins inside. Pretty good defense here by LaSalle. A hoist from Burton. No good, or I should say Purnell.
He had a good look.
So here we go. LaSalle's gotten a few possessions where they've gotten easy looks inside. Looking for help. Here's a cutter. Spinelli has it at the elbow, rises, and brought down by Tricky. But that's a pretty good look, Bruce.
It was a good look. I mean, look, you don't have all day to find that high percentage shot. And
Dinkins.
This is where, see, this is what O'Hara's got to do. They've got to become more deliberate here. And really settle for nothing more than layups.
That's a pretty good shot there, and hits. Trey Dinkins for 3. A guy who last year, Bruce, halfway through the season, had his season cut short with an ankle injury. He's been good tonight.
Boy, all those guards. The guard play for O'Hara has just been outstanding all night long on the offensive and defensive end.
Holland directing traffic. Here's Spinelli. He's been good the last few minutes. Sets the screen, and Holland hits. How good is that?
Nice. Beautiful play there. Give and go.
Two-man basketball in every sense of the word. Now Purnell, an open 3. Gets the roll. And a 20-point lead. Verano for 3. Sweet stroke from the sophomore.
Just what the doctor ordered. Good timeout. But I got to believe that, O'Hara here has got to, take a little air out of the ball. I know we've only got, we're still in the third quarter. But, being up 17 points, taking the high percentage shot and taking the air out of the basketball, I mean, that's the MO. Look, I'm not obviously the coach out there, but and I am old school, but that's what you do. I mean, you take the air out of the ball, work for the high percentage shot, make the other team work on defense. That's why you take the air out of the ball, because it affects their offensive play.
You may say you're not the coach, but you do say you're from Indiana. You talk about high school basketball out there, a little Hoosiers style, take the air out of the ball. Soon enough, they'll be running the picket fence, Mr. Hackman.
Well, what can I say? It is my all-time favorite movie, and a lot of people's all-time favorite movie. We're talking about
lump
Hoosiers,
me into
of
that.
course. Yeah, right.
Lump me into that crew. Tremendous movie. We're under 2 minutes to play. The offense has opened up on both sides in the last few minutes. Now Purnell, good look to the outside, a corner three, no good. It's a big rebound there by Timby. And now a couple of Lions behind the play. Holland lost the ball, last touch by Tricky.
Yeah, still good defensive play there by Tricky. But, there again, settling for a three ball, even though it was open, it's still a low percentage shot at this point of the game when there really is no reason to even to release the basketball. Drive to the basket, get foul. Don't take the three.
Holland does get to the basket. What a finish over the top of the 6'8" Jax Tricky. And full court here from LaSalle, trying to speed up Cardinal O'Hara. Irving, a nice job. Make that Burton. Now he'll find Dinkins. He's been hot and stays hot. Three-pointer for Dinkins. Timeout on the floor. 1:09 to play. And that's a big-time answer from Cardinal O'Hara.
It was a big-time answer. And, they keep firing the three. They keep making the threes. Quite honestly, I was kind of surprised that the timeout was called by O'Hara at that particular juncture. Going to be interesting to see what, Coach Nemitz has to say for the team here. But, an awful big quarter for them. They've held back all challenges from LaSalle thus far. And LaSalle, quite honestly, they've played a pretty good quarter of basketball. They haven't made many mistakes. They've shot the ball well. They played good defense. And what have they got to show for it? An 18-point deficit.
Right. I mean, they've doubled their point output from the first half. 16 in the first half, 15 points scored here with still time to play in the third quarter. Yeah. The offense has been efficient. You'll take 4 15-point quarters in most efforts this year, given the defense that Mike McKee preaches and instills into these guys. It's just been quite the offensive day for Cardinal O'Hara.
Wow. I mean, I don't know if we got shooting percentages, but boy, quite honestly, they have just shot the lights out from three-point land all night long. And, that obviously affects the interior defense there, too, of why they've had, good lanes to drive to the basket.
Obviously, this is game one of the season and a long way to go. I mean, we're still more than a minute to go in the third quarter. But if I had to diagnose this Cardinal O'Hara team, to me they look like a team with talented guards that can compete with just about everyone. I think it's going to be a discipline issue over the course of the year. Do they stay away from the turnover? Do they take good shots? Do they stay away from those full court passes unless there's really somebody open? Sam Brown to the hoop, count it, and one. He's got one more coming at the line. But for O'Hara, that's my thought, is that there's talent here, and I've seen instances where they're pushing the envelope a little bit too far. Could that come back to haunt them in the fourth quarter here? But more on a longer view, what does their season look like here in the Catholic League against some talented teams?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we're just looking at a tiny snapshot of this season, this one game, but there's a lot you can build on with this Cardinal O'Hara team, and they're going to gain a lot of experience as well. They still are relatively young. I mean, Irving's a junior, Bambara's a junior, Purnell's a junior.
Yep.
I mean, that's been their offense, and they're all three juniors. So this is just no one-trick pony either.
And now they'll hold it up. 37 seconds left in the third quarter. LaSalle with defense out to the logo. It's Verano guarding Purnell. Inside is Tricky. Can't finish. They'll get another look. 20 seconds left. Don't need to rush, but they get the open look. Verano hits it. And just like that, it is 49-37. They wave it off, 4 seconds left. That'll force Cardinal O'Hara to take it out of the baseline. Now, I hesitate there because Sam Brown hits that free throw the last time down the floor. So that's a 3-point play. Unless that was a 2 from Verano. I think they got the score wrong.
I was going to
here.
say, how did the game get so close so fast?
Right. And I'm sorry, I'm looking up on the scoreboard, the digital scoreboard here, and I'm seeing 49-36, 4.2 left. I'm going to check that out. We'll go to a commercial break, and we'll check that out as to how they got it to 36 versus 37. 3 seconds left. Great defense. At the horn it goes.
Incredible.
Anthony Purnell with the 3.
Wow. Just what the doctor ordered. And this was a contested shot. I mean,
tremendous defense. What are you going to do? Tip your cap at that point.
Absolutely.
Tremendous.
All you can do. Great ending there. But, see, like I said, I mean, what I was talking about was shortening the game by, having a little bit more ball control on the offensive end. You're shortening the game. And, by not shortening the game, that's how LaSalle literally within just a matter of seconds, it took an awfully good 3 there at the end of LaSalle by O'Hara to pull back out to that, 16-point advantage, but just that quick. I mean, it's
Oh, there he is. Oh, you got something on the screen?
I think we had something on the screen there.
There you go.
No, but that was the thing is like all of a sudden it got down to a 13-point advantage. It's what I talked about through that whole third quarter of why you want to burn some clock. Because as long as there's time on that clock, well, LaSalle has an opportunity. So the more time that you take in those possessions, the less opportunity or the less possessions that LaSalle has to come back. So it's going to be very interesting to see now. Quickly it got back to a 16-point advantage, but we'll see how Coach Demitz plays it here. In the fourth quarter, where it takes the air out of the ball, whether he drives to the basket and tries to shoot free throws. I'm old school. That's what I'd be doing.
Ready to start the fourth quarter here. Bob Long, Bruce Badgley. We did get an answer while Bruce was chatting there. What it actually had happened was a lane violation on that Sam Brown free throw, which I did not catch in real time. So it is 52-36, Cardinal O'Hara. Got that answer from the folks at the scorers table, and we are underway here in the fourth quarter. Skip pass for Timby, out of bounds, through the hands in Cardinal O'Hara basketball.
Yeah, really, Timby hasn't been a factor tonight from out, and that's a credit to that O'Hara defense.
When they've been man-to-man, it's been mostly Anthony Purnell at 6 foot on Timby. And it's certainly not a box and one by any stretch, but when they're man-to-man, he's just not going to let Timby beat him. And then we have seen zone looks from Cardinal O'Hara as well.
There it is. See?
What a move. That's going to drop.
Oh, but he traveled. He traveled. They called him for the travel.
That's correct. Nonetheless, oh, my goodness.
He just went through a bunch of trees to get to that basket.
That's an unbelievably athletic play.
But
to be honest, I don't see a travel there.
I mean, it isn't any different than, when Bombara went to the basket.
It's a jump stop and then another jump. That's a Sports Center highlight type play called off with the travel. And now LaSalle, can they take advantage? Brown lines up the 3, in and out. Huge rebound there, and Timby went right back up with it. He'll shoot 2 at the line. So when it's not going from distance, Bruce, let your senior, your stud, go get it inside.
Yeah, that's, seniors are the ones that are going to set the chemistry for this team this season, following obviously the departure of all the seniors last year. But, that's where Timby is going to be very, very important to the success of this team this season.
In and out on the second, 1 for 2 for Jake Timby. Cardinal O'Hara unbeaten so far this year. 15-point lead. Bambara to the hole, and he will shoot 2 at the line.
There it is. I mean, just like I was saying, you know, just drive to the basket and shoot free throws.
And here's another look. Beat his first man, and
yeah, he just had his mind set up. When he got that ball, he was going to the basket, and I can tell you that's probably what the coach told him in the huddle at the timeout, is you guys need to start moving the ball to the basket and draw some fouls.
And honestly, we saw Bambara with the Euro step. You said walk earlier in the game. Again, the agility that time, because Holland did a nice job to set up shop. I think far enough out that if he caught him straight on, it would have been a charge, but able to, in the midst of that drive, adjust and just feel his way to the left so that he's catching Holland on the left side and not drawing the personal foul on the offensive side.
Absolutely, Bob. I mean, I tell you what, it's great to be alongside you, man, because, you know, your analysis of this game and, you know, how you announce the game, it's just fantastic to be alongside.
Well, I appreciate that. What a pass. One more. Too good in transition. Cardinal O'Hara has it going on here tonight.
Well, they're either settling for the high percentage shot or they're drawing the foul, and that's what you got to do to close these games out.
Count it, and one. Sam Brown to the hoop, the sophomore sensation, slices through.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, that was a big-time move. Same thing. I mean, he saw the basket in his eyes and nothing else and went right to the basket. He didn't care who was in front of him.
Big free throws here. Well, Salle trading twos. Certainly they need to continue converting on this end, and they need to get stops on the other. It's a 16-point lead for Cardinal O'Hara. Full court look for LaSalle. Dangerous pass. Bambara has it taken away. What a job by number 10. That's Kevin Reeves throwing that off of number 33, Mike DiPietro, where it looked like LaSalle was going to get the ball back. Here's the tail end of that play as Reeves comes up to get it, tosses it right off the thigh.
Well, that's the athleticism that O'Hara has exhibited all night long that really LaSalle's had no match for.
LaSalle gets the switch inside. They had Verano on Bambara, and they're doing everything they can to get him out of there. Yeah. There's a foul. Dinkins to the line. DiPietro picks up the foul on the swipe.
Yeah, just what I've been kind of talking about ad nauseum here, but they're just gonna hold on to the ball, drive to the basket, get fouled, and shoot free throws.
Impressed by the pure scoring ability of Trey Dinkins, both off the dribble, rising from deep.
Who haven't you been impressed with the scoring ability on this O'Hara team?
I mean,
all of them, very, very impressive. Not only handling the basketball, shooting the basketball, and their defensive play. All of them very well-rounded players.
I think it's a team that if folks didn't take seriously before the year, they will after watching this broadcast here tonight. Verano, he's been good. And hits it again.
Wow.
3 for 3 from deep.
Super soft. There he is.
58-43, Cardinal O'Hara with the lead, and LaSalle, give them a lot of credit. They are fighting here tonight. They had every reason after being down 19 at half to kind of pack it in, and it has been the offense coming back for this Explorers team, cutting it a little bit closer, but O'Hara has had answers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, LaSalle, hey, look, they closed the gap to within 12 points and really had an opportunity to get it down to 10. And in the third quarter there, now Harris said, no way, Jose, and just kind of, knocked down a couple of threes and a turnover, and boy, they pulled out to that advantage, and they've not looked back.
Sam Brown picks up his 4th personal foul. 8th against this LaSalle team front end, and Dinkins gets the roll.
I love this broadcast position. I mean, we can a great table here. I mean, very comfortable. We actually have something to lean up against. Man.
We do it right here at LaSalle. What can I say, Bruce?
Man, that's fantastic. Really having a great time, Bob.
Well,
I can't tell you how much fun I've had tonight.
Just a little bit too much on that pass from Sam Brown. It's the right idea with the ball screen and slip from DiPietro. And you see Brown coming down the floor. A really nice job by DePietro to set the pick, let Dinkins through. All of a sudden he rolls, and again, open there. That's the right idea.
Yeah, a game is filled with those kind of plays that can really turn a game one way or another.
Burton, as we tick under 5 minutes, he'll take his time up near the logo. Gets by the defender. They're going to force LaSalle to either double team or foul.
You know, this is great practice for the team under game conditions to close it out. I mean, it's one thing to practice, but this kind of game at this time of the season, I think is going to be very, very a good experience for O'Hara as the season progresses.
And you got 4 guys on the floor that can do this, and 3 of them have shown it off thus far. Their ability to waste precious time. Bambara goes down. Ball is loose, able to get that pass off. A alternate possession situation on the held ball. Will retain the basketball with Cardinal O'Hara. Frankly, Bambara did a pretty good job to not travel.
He did, and he actually almost got the ball away on a pass, but credit LaSalle's defense there for the tie-up.
5 seconds.
Wow.
So Purnell turns it over. Dinkins a bit late on that backdoor cut. He was open, but just not in time. 4 minutes, 16 seconds left. Already offense, defense here with Sam Brown coming back onto the floor, replacing Horace Simmons, the 6'5".